Hey everybody, I'm here with Cindy Williams from the Doug Morse Group, but I had a meeting today with Cindy regarding some marketing stuff, and she just happened to mention to me that she just recently had a successful offer come through that was accepted, and the entire thing was done remotely. She even did a virtual walkthrough, so I thought it would be a really good opportunity to interview her and basically let her guide us through the process and how it worked and what tools she used, things that she ran into, what challenges she faced, and just overall how the entire process went. So
Yeah, so I've been working with a buyer for a while. I actually know what they were looking for. Saw a new listing pop up and knew this was probably the perfect home for them. Unfortunately, they were out of the area. So how are we going to do this? I have an iPhone. They have an Android. They don't know how to use Facebook Messenger. So we put our heads together and found an app called WhatsApp and had them download it on their phone. We loaded on ours. And we actually did the tour using video that way. Works just like when you FaceTime someone. I can see them, they can see me. You can turn the camera around. It did require internet access, so we grabbed another phone and used that as a hotspot, and it worked perfectly. And just walked the client through the house virtually into every room. I went as slow and quickly as they wanted, inside, outside, showed them, things up close, got to talk about a little bit, and they loved it, which I knew they would. And we wrote the offer, went against multiple offers, and got ours accepted today.
In terms of you coming into the home for your sellers, what was that experience like for them? Did they require anything of you?
Yeah, they were actually really careful, and I'm so grateful because not only do I want to be careful for myself, I want to be careful for everyone involved, including the sellers. So in this particular case, the listing agent was there, and so she had everything, wiped down and knew everything was wiped down. I also came in with disinfectant wipes, so if I happened to touch anything, I would wipe it down as well. But fortunately, we had asked the agent to have all the doors open for us, all the lights on for us, so we weren't touching light switches, and I asked them to open like a cupboard, the closets, so those were already open for us, so I didn't have to touch anything as I went through to reinsure these sellers and to be extra careful. And then again, we asked them to, if they're around, to go ahead and turn off their own lights. Not that we didn't want to, but we would wipe things down, but then they could take that extra precaution, and it really limited anything that I had to touch as well. So just kind of gave a little reassurance for both of us.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly your perspective on what it's like to represent a buyer right now is amazing. And like I said, I don't know if there's anything you want to add to any of this.
No, it was pretty great, actually.
Okay.
I mean, I know sometimes you can't always do it virtually. People want to see the home. I was fortunate enough in this one where I had worked with them long enough to know that this was their home.
Yeah.
But no, and I felt like we were safe, and they felt secure and safe at the same time. And
great.
Yeah.
So the other day we made a video on how to do a virtual walkthrough that you can send to clients, but in Cindy's case, she used WhatsApp and she did it right there live, both which are great options. And WhatsApp is a good one, but I know there's also, Facebook Messenger, there's FaceTime if both parties have an iPhone. I mean, there's multiple ways. And if you have more questions about any of these tools or these resources, you can always reach out to myself or the marketing tech team, and we'll be happy to help you or try to accommodate any sort of training or education. But I really appreciated Cindy's just perspective on what it was like, to represent a buyer right now, especially in these times. And I did post something this morning about, asking you what challenges you are currently facing. And it's only so that we know, what you need from us right now. You're out there in the field, you're out there trying to conduct business, and we're doing everything in our power to make sure that you feel safe, but also educated on all of the possible options. So again,
yeah, great.
Thank
Hope
you
that
so
helps
much.
you guys. Thanks.